remain a death sentence.
Well, earlier we spoke to the GP and Chief Executive of Doncaster Local Medical Council, Dr. Dean Eggett.
Get on.
Though, is that dementia is not one specific disease, it's a general decline in the brain, and that decline in the brain can be...
I would be surprised,
things like...
I would be... Hello, welcome to the channel! I wouldn't be surprised if they blamed dementia on climate change. Oh, aye. I wouldn't be surprised. Hello, welcome to the channel. This is a firelighting session.
It's a collection of different diseases, so there's no real one answer to that. Dementia is a general decline.
It's a bit of a... There's not much on the top, is there?
Sort of categories of dementia. One of the commonest, as you pointed out, is Alzheimer's type dementia, which has a genetic component to it. But there's also other types, such as vascular dementia, where you get little clots in the brain, such as like a heart attack.
Yeah. Apparently it's hereditary, and my mother had dementia, so wow, something I've got to look forward to.
So much as it helps, it's aided by cholesterol.
My declining brain. I feel it declining as we speak.
Do you drink a lot of alcohol? Do you generally look after your body and your...
Oh, I blame it on alcohol.
The mix of the two there. They are slowly starting to make breakthroughs. Yes, I mean, there are some startling statistics here. There's one particularly that scares me, that of those people born today, 1 in 3 are likely to develop dementia within their lifetime. This is a staggeringly large problem that costs the UK economy at the moment.
Yeah, they tend to be, they find fault with things that suit them, don't they?
£70 billion. So you can see there's this huge rush in companies trying to develop dementia cures, which I don't personally believe that there will be, but treatments to at least slow the progression of the disease.
Yeah.
If you think that just nerves don't talk to each other, how can we encourage them to talk better and get rid of some of that junk in between them? There are quite a number of things out there yet to be found.
A few more news coming in actually this morning on this. Everybody seems to be touched in some way by it. Christina says, my mum never smoked or drank. She always ate healthily, was always active mentally and physically, but she died of dementia, which was extremely painful for us to watch. We can't blame lifestyle choices or compare it, say, to obesity. Fair point, Christina. So sorry for your loss as well.
Yeah. Carolina, you say, good morning. I've just been diagnosed with the early stages of Alzheimer's. I'm 50 years old. Such a shock, but at least I have a diagnosis. I'm not giving up and I'm staying positive. I'm so sorry to hear that.
See if you can get involved in one of those trials for those drugs that slow the progression of the disease. That's what I think I'd do if I got an early diagnosis.
An early diagnosis, so at least you can, you're going to die.
You in fighting that, and thank you to
That's not
everybody
very
who
funny.
sent in personal stories, because it is a difficult area. It's also the topic of our poll of the day. We're asking, should more funding go towards dementia care?
Oh, here we go. So they're going to start funding it.
Throughout the day, so make sure to stay tuned, and the final results will be announced later
And
in the
NIMBYism.
Martin Daubney show.
And just a reminder, all our latest polls, news and how to vote can be found on our website, gbnews.com/.
Right, so what's going on today? Well, there's not much going on in the channel. There hasn't been any messages. I need to get, so my plan, so we've got to pick up a computer desk tonight. A corner desk. I don't know how that's going to work, but got to go to Larbert to get that. I've also got to pick up a telly for somebody. I've also got to, so I'm going to go outside and chop up, or at least try and get some of the logs done this morning. I hardly got any done yesterday. I got up to, well God, I got up at the same time yesterday as I did today. So I need to get organised quicker, get out there. So I'm going to get dressed and go out to the back, and we'll do a video. We'll do a fire splitting video, a log splitting video. Well, it seemed quite difficult yesterday. The logs that I had seemed really hard. So we'll manage somehow. Just use the chisels. I had a snotogram, well, a guy going, it's such a difficult way to do it. It works for me, so maybe I should go and buy a big huge axe, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should do that. So I've still got to get started on that the mini painting yet. So that's funny how that's happened. I suppose that's how I do art, I suppose. Just kind of wait until something comes along. The only problem with that, the image that I got is pretty good, but it doesn't quite show the whole clock. So I'll have to try and dig out a better image out of the video footage. Or maybe use somebody else's photograph that somebody else took. Well, I would say that fire's going, It doesn't look like there's going to be a problem with that. That's pretty much the last of the kindling. I've still got some newspaper. Yeah. Oh, that's really going, that, isn't it? That's a really good fire lighting session we're having today. Oh, aye. Oh yes. It is. So, yeah, yesterday's meeting, eventually, I think I found it draining. And it's because you know, you've got to wonder about some people. When you're in a room full of women that are like, so I was, shut up, right? You're in a room full of women, and then most of them are, well, not most of them, they're all failures in some respect or another, including myself. You're sitting there listening and talking a lot of shit for fucking 3 hours. And then after a while it actually hinders your mental health. So I'm thinking about maybe just backing out of these. Well, I do go through phases of not wanting to go anymore. I do, yeah. I go through phases of not wanting to go to these meetings, and yeah. So as Firelight says, you can hear the door rattling. I don't know if you can. Aye. Ooh, right. I mean, I've got so much to do. So much to do, and so there's not really much for us to look at, apart from the fire. This is a fire lighting session, and I'm still a bit tired, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. So I think I'm just going to get stuck into that wood, and I'll have breakfast after I've done the wood. So I mean, this has been quite an easy fire lighting session, as you can see. It's not been a problem at all. I'll wait to get some more sawdust in from the garage later on. Partly because I'm trying to get rid of it, I suppose. So it's like, I've made all this wood. Well, I haven't made the wood. Well, God did. I get the. I mean, I might as well have the fire on since I'm producing so much wood, shouldn't I? Yeah. I think I'm speaking to myself right now. Well, I'm speaking to myself. I am. I am. I am. I am.
Can I just read you an email? Supporting me with your ganging up thing. This is from Debbie Hoggins, when you member of our audience. She's emailed saying, Polo isn't just for boys. I play rugby polo club. We have a great community from all walks of life. This is Nessie. She sent me a picture of
I suppose this has been probably the most straightforward firelighting session I've actually had. Hasn't been any problems of any sort, really. Right, so that was so simple. So still got the air turned on full. So I suppose the idea is that you know, the bit in the middle there, the air goes up through there and burns that one. And we have got them sitting. I was actually a wee bit, I remember somebody reported me to the council, and the council guy said that he couldn't find anything wrong with what was happening. So I do remember I got a bit, I'm actually wondering, I got a lump of sleeper, and it was probably about, I don't know how long it wasn't the length of this coffee table, you know, it was smaller than that. I cut it into like 6 bits or something, and I wonder if that's what, you know, I'm just wondering if that's when the people complained. And I've sort of sent, well, you're not supposed to burn that because it's got tar in it. But in it, or is it on it? It must be on it. Or creosote. No, I don't think it's got tar on it, is it? It's got creosote. Or is that what tar is? Don't know. It was a beautiful smell, actually. But, I mean, that was only like 1 bit. It was only like the length of this coffee table. I might have been better, actually. You know what I should have done with that? If I ever get in more like that, chop it up into kindling. Use it as kindling. Might be a better idea. You know. That way it's just going to get the fire going, isn't it? My logic being, if you chop it up, then all the bad chemicals inside it will dissipate, which is obviously not accurate. Right, so okay, the log burning session is, the log burning videos don't really do very well. There's not that many people look at them. Although I did get quite a nice comment for somebody, a writer. We can have a quick look at the videos, the comments, if you like. Or no, I don't think so. I'll look at them next time, because we'll wait for some new ones to come in. And so today, so I've got to go and pick my white car up today as well. So the other thing that's got to happen. So the only problem with this corner desk that I'm going to pick up is I'm not exactly sure the dimensions, so I don't know whether to take the van. I might be better taking the van. Let's take the car. I'm pretty sure it'll fit in the car. If I take the car, will it go in the car? Aye. There's no many corner desks, so I'm not going to go in that car. I can't see it. So what I maybe should do is take ropes with me, just in case it doesn't go in the car. Or, you know, put it on the roof rack. Or take the van. I'll take the van. If I take the van, then that's the easiest. It's the easiest way to get it in. Or maybe we could ask them the measurements. Would that be like a more sensible idea? Right, starting to tick. You can hear it clicking now. You can hear it clicking. So that means I need to turn the heat down. Oh! That's it, sort of halfway down. God, I mean that was as a fire lighting session. That was a doddle, wasn't it? It was actually so easy. It was unbelievable. Didn't have any problems with anything. Perfect fire. Kiln dried wood from Chamfleur Estates. That's the epitome of renewable energy. I mean, the globalists and everything don't want us to do this. Well, they do, because they burn wood in the Drax power station. But that's different for them, and they buy it from Canada. And it gets shipped across in diesel boats. But then they're saving the planet, and I'm not. But anyway, this is renewable. So the wood there, the Chamfleur Estate wood, they grow the trees, they cut them down, we burn them, and then they grow the trees, they cut them down, we burn them. That's renewable energy. That's how it works. So the trees that I've got for other places, the same. They've been cut down, they'll grow it. Well, of course, some of them get cut. Down and then don't grow again because they're getting filled with concrete. You know, the land's getting filled with concrete, but then that's what's happening here. If you really look at statistics for all that climate claptrap stuff, actually, we're actually in a really good place. Where the carbon dioxide thing, that's a weird one. They've sort of turned that into being a villain, but it's actually a good thing. And it's causing more green space and farmland and everything. It's weird. It's a strange thing. So I was watching a video by Jordan Peterson interviewing Nigel Farage, and it's bizarre what happened to the Conservative Party in the UK. Basically what they did was they followed on from Tony Blair. That was New Labour, and that was, when was that? Was that 24 years ago? And then so that's why they started. The Conservative Party probably. So it's a definition. It's like you've got to go for definition when you're talking about anything. What's definition? So what's a woman is one of the, you know, like people go, well, it's obvious what that is. And it's just, oh, is it really? What is it then? And then they can't fucking explain it. But now, like, so what is a Conservative Party? What's the definition of a Conservative Party? So the definition of a Conservative Party would be small c conservative ideology. You know, well, how can I explain that? Well, I'm not even an expert in politics or anything like that, but it would be encouraging business, you know, it would be encouraging independence, as in you'd be an independent man or woman standing on your own 2 feet. They'd be promoting family values and the structure of our society, keep our society together. They'd be encouraging all that sort of thing, and growth and everything. So for the Conservative Party to embrace net zero, as in the climate claptrap, is so against conservatism that it's just weird. And they did it. You know why they did it? It was just, well, apart from greed, but it was just not to be unpopular with the North London jet set elite club Tony Blair type people. And I think that's if you watch that video with Jordan Peterson, Nigel Farage, Jordan Peterson sort of like gobsmacked as to how Boris Johnson So the rumour was that it was to do with his pretty young wife that he picked up. You know, because his wife divorced him or whatever, so he picked up this young woman, a sexy young woman. Of course, the younger people don't have the same sense of responsibility as the older people do, so they'll worry about the climate and the planet and all that shit. So what's actually happened is that we've spent billions, trillions, and millions and zillions, and all we've done is shipped out the pollution. I was trying to say that to that guy the other day. I got him perfectly. Was about how he's shipping out. If he doesn't light his log burner because he thinks it's bad for the environment, he's shipping out his pollution somewhere else when he's using some other type of heating system, whether it's a gas central heating or whatever it is. A lot of our pollution goes to China, so China's got the pollution. So if you sit there and go, you're trying to save the planet, well, you're not saving it, are you? But it always when you start drilling down people like that guy that I was arguing with the other day on the log burner page, he's actually the epitome of a NIMBY. It's all about worrying about his children and the children next door, and it's really in his mindset. It's entrenched into his mindset, and he doesn't or hasn't got the intelligence to understand that the alternative methods that he's talking about are costing. So the Conservative Party went on to that net zero shit, and I think, the weird thing is the illiterate electorate. I didn't mean to say that. They went and voted for a Labour government, which is fucking 100 times worse. Because Rishi Sunak and that I think they were trying to get out of some of that climate shite. They were trying to, but it was all a little bit too late, wasn't it? He was trying to get speak up for motorists and everything, and it's like, well, why you do? It's all short-term political gain what they're doing. So I don't know. The Reform Party with Nigel Farage might, and they're talking about investing money into it, Elon Musk and everything like that. But really, for me, I want to end the net zero. I don't really care about the transgender stuff and all that. I mean, you can have all that, and you do have all that. You don't. That is not the be all and end all of everything, and that's the problem that people who campaign or activists for that sort of thing, they don't really care about reality. They're just worrying about that topic. So so it's quite interesting to watch that. Yeah, it was. I think probably I've got a lot of small C conservative type thoughts and feelings, and which is I tried to explain that to somebody the other day and they didn't really like it much. And so I think as you get older you should embrace these types of unless you're a complete idiot, right. So that's firelight and session over. So that the Conservative Party could well be finished in this country. Hopefully the Labour Party will, but I mean it's all. Well, I'm just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic here. I'm just you've got to always be ready for extreme disappointment when you start talking about politics, because they always disappoint you, because you get caught up in that. That's what happened with Tony Blair, and it's because I'm 58. I can remember it, and you really got caught up with this optimism and everything, but it was all based on lies, and they're probably the worst politicians we've ever had in this country. Tony Blair and Alistair Campbell, left-wing fascists, so I'm going to leave it at that. The fire's going, the fire lighting session's over. Thanks for watching this video. Look at that, that's perfect fire, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Bye!